Here is a document by the Catholic bishops.
Honorable Governor, we have another point of order.
So let me just say that. The Catholic bishops have a right to be heard on this floor.
Yes.
The Catholic citizens of East Sepik have a right to be heard on this floor. Respect him, all Catholic people blooming. And Pastor Gloria, the Catholic Church represents at least 30% of the population of this country, at least. And they are the authority on matters to do with religion in terms of Christian religion. That for the people of Sepik in general, we have been served by the Catholic Church for over 100 years in terms of medical and education. If the leadership of the Catholic Church requires me to present their arguments on this floor, then I should. Now, if I may, this is from the authority of the Catholic Church, and I will present this on the floor as requested by them.
The Constitutional Law Reform Commission gathered views of our people. 97% of our people expressed that this parliament declare our country as a Christian country.
You mean not changing law? Now you mean not making one plus something? You mean talk declaring this la PNG also Christian nation. Catholic and Christian. All Narapla denomination and Christian. Why now you mean talk plant along this plan?
Number one reason why all Catholic bishops only strong also Muminok and Senisim law and only talk also religious freedom is non-negotiable. Government actions to ensure that PNG citizens absolutely acknowledge God and adopt Christian values would violate the United Nations Declaration of Human Rights, of which Papua New Guinea is a signatory. The Vatican Council declares that the human person has a right to religious freedom. This freedom means that all men are to be immune from coercion on the part of individuals or of social groups or of any human power, in such a way that no one is to be forced to act in a manner contrary to his own beliefs, whether privately or publicly, whether alone or in association with others within due limits. It would be inappropriate and oppressive for the government to decide which set of beliefs counted as acknowledging God and adopting Christian values.
By the Catholic Church, there's a lot of substance in there. We cannot overlook those substances. I think what they're saying does make a lot of sense. At the same time, you look at the bill doesn't hurt anyone. Probably we put those two together, the bill does take into consideration the views of the Catholic Church. And Catholic Church is a very big population in Papua New Guinea. And this parliament can consider the views. But the law that addresses the preamble of the Constitution by identifying Papua New Guinea as a Christian country, it probably does not really hurt the Catholic view. If you look at the law and look at the views that raised by the Catholic view, probably they are in the same area, but the Catholic view is just cautioning that let's be careful, that let's not impinge on the freedom of people choosing to believe what they want to believe. That is the view. But if you look at the bill before the parliament, it really does not breach that right or that freedom, but it does give a name in the term of religion that this country can be called a Christian country.
Proposal. In our view, there is no need for constitutional amendments to declare Papua New Guinea a Christian country. It already is one.
Yes. This you can look at it's a bit of a divisive debate. Dividing you go come here. It's sensitive. What I want to caution us is that even just by labeling, putting that label, it creates division. Pakistan is declared as an Islamic state. They've pronounced it. Maybe in the constitution. I think when Afghanistan, now Taliban go back now, they've declared it as an Islamic state. Maybe Saudi Arabia is an Islamic state. Iran, of course, is one of the countries that is, declared itself as an Islamic state. It's in the constitution. It is in how it runs its country. From the parliament, they go down. So you may judge him how those countries has been faring. Of course, some are developing well, but some all got problems because they come up with this label that we are an Islamic state. Okay, you may look Indonesia on the other side. It is predominantly an Islamic country. About 90% are Muslims. But they don't pronounce themselves as an Islamic state. They still recognize themselves as a secular state because the state is there for everyone. There's no need for them to label. You may look all Christian countries or predominantly Christian country in the world. United Kingdom, where Anglican come along in, they don't call themselves a Christian state. But they still thrive and survive and they prosper and they conquer the world. Germany, I think Lutheran, they come from Germany, all the Protestant church, they come from Germany. And the constitution does not declare Germany as a Christian state. And all the Pentecostal, they came from the USA. I don't see in the constitution of the USA that it's declared as a Christian state. But the US is thriving. It's the biggest economic and military power in the world. China, well, they proclaim as a communist state. So they try to adhere to live to that. Whether they practice it fully or not, but they still allow Christianity to some extent. It exists in China. So my main contribution to this debate is that I think you should be cautious that label can also create problems, create division. Just because here we are trying to just label that our country is a Christian state.
Acknowledge and declare God the Father, Jesus Christ, the Son, and Holy Spirit as the creator and sustainer of the entire universe and the source of power and authorities delegated to the people and all persons within the geographical jurisdiction of Papua New Guinea. Subsection of the fifth goal is amended. It just inserts the Christian principles and inserts another word called improve there and places the word Christian. Just in the preambles, Mr. Speaker, the enforceable law is section 45. The practice of Christianity or other religions is secured in section 45. It guarantees in that place, it anchors in that place. But in the preambles, this government on this side, this government, with no reservations, no saying, we want to declare our country a Christian country. Choice is yours, Mr. Speaker.